In this lecture, we will discuss the power of belief. Belief is defined as 1. A state or habit of mind in which trust or confidence is placed on some person or thing. 2. Something believed, especially a tenet or body of tenets held by a group. 3. Conviction of truth of some statement or the reality of some being or phenomena, especially when based on examination of evidence. Simply, a belief defines an idea or principle which we judge to be true. When we stop to think about it, lives are routinely sacrificed and saved based simply on what people believe. Though we may be aware that we are each ingrained with a set of beliefs that may very well lead to our actions, most of us give no thought on how those beliefs were formed. Studies suggest that our brain may produce as many as 50,000 thoughts per day. 95% of these thoughts are repeated daily and reflect the mindset or beliefs we hold that lead to those 50,000 thoughts. Our mindset, in turn, governs our actions. Every culture has its own worldview. Exploring a different culture can often shed light on our own belief system and help us to see our own concepts. Beliefs are an intrinsic part of one's mental makeup, determined to a great degree by the culture in which one grows up. We are, for the most part, completely unconscious of our belief systems until they are pointed out to us, or we go to a completely different culture where people hold very different beliefs. Before we can get to how our beliefs shape our behaviors, we must first understand the concept of belief formation, starting with sensation and perception. We have to grasp the concept of how external stimuli and/or information is being received via our senses, and how that information is interpreted as our perception. As you may have heard, our perception is our own reality. Although intimately related, sensation and perception play two completely different roles in how we interpret our world. Sensation refers to the process of sensing our environment through our senses, like touch, taste, sight, sound, and smell. This information is sent to our brains in raw form, where perception comes into play. Perception is the way we interpret these sensations and therefore make sense of everything around us. Again, sensation is the information being received via our senses, and perception interprets that information. One's perception may dictate a set of ideas that formulate various beliefs that then lead to our behaviors. Beliefs are strong values or principles that a person rely on while making a conclusion about the surrounding world and/or specific situations. Beliefs are acquired throughout the lifespan and can significantly or radically change in response to new situations. The question whether our beliefs shape our reality is largely of a philosophical nature. Indeed, two people may have radical different perceptions of the same situation, and this difference in perception is dictated by their own beliefs. Sharp in 2006 commented that People use their own beliefs about the world in order to structure their environment and reduce uncertainty in human interaction. People need beliefs to perceive the world around them. It is with the help of beliefs that people make conclusions regarding what is right and what is wrong, what is inappropriate or what is appropriate, what is accepted and what is not accepted. By relying on personal beliefs, people may form their vision of the world and make decisions regarding their own behaviors and actions based on that vision. Whatever is appropriate or good for one person can be entirely misunderstood by another person. The most apparent example of how differences in beliefs shape perception of the world is inherited in religious values, which leads us to the belief bias effect, which refers to the results that happen when an individual's own values, beliefs, or prior knowledge interacts, affects, distorts the reasoning process through the acceptance of invalid arguments or data. This can happen when an observer assumes ahead of time that they know what the results of an experiment will be and uses that belief to distort the results. Sometimes overconfidence creates a tendency to overestimate how accurate our judgments are. How confident we are in a judgment is not a good indicator of whether or not we are right. In many studies, people who report extreme confidence in a solution are just as likely to be wrong as those who are not sure. Two closely related concepts to overconfidence are belief bias and belief perseverance. Both of these concepts concern our tendency not to change our beliefs in the face of a contradictory evidence. Belief perseverance refers to our tendency to maintain a belief even after the evidence we use to form the belief is contradicted. Yet, belief bias occurs when we make illogical conclusions in order to confirm our pre-existing beliefs. So, there are two kinds of belief biases. First, confirmation bias, which causes us to pay more attention and assign greater credence to ideas that support our current beliefs. And next, disconfirmation bias, which causes us to expend disproportionate energy trying to disprove ideas that contradict our current beliefs. Countless psychological studies conclude that we can change our belief system from negative to positive. Behaviorism states, what is learned can be unlearned.